Today I want to talk about something, it's really more of an activity or picking your own vehicle for the job that's really almost at a pandemic level. I assume since so many states now allow you to drive UTVs on the road, and a lot of states, people are actually doing that, whether it's for fun or utility reasons. You know, hey, I want to go riding here, we do this, but we got to drive 10 miles to it and 10 miles back and all that. So there's a lot, seems to be a lot more sustained higher speed riding than there has been in the past, because the damage from clutches from doing this activity, I'm seeing more and more and more. As of yesterday, I got an email with pictures of a primary clutch and secondary clutch had a groove in them. It's one spot on each, and the flyweights were grooved up right here to tips and the rollers. Why is that? Because it doesn't matter the vehicle, tire size, gearing, power, at whatever speed your vehicle's clutch fully closes at, and some are as low as 40 miles an hour. Example would be a KRX Kawasaki, and the new Kawasaki Ridge is going to be real close. An Expedition Polaris is going to be a little bit higher, and then it moves on up into the Razors and the Mavericks in the 50 mile an hour range, and then your turbos, etc., your high speed ones, they fully close around 60, 65. So the ones that are closer to the slower speed when the clutch fully shifts out are the ones that are going to give you the most trouble, because that clutch will stay closed so much of the time. And then when you're running from here to Texas at 50, 60 miles an hour, then all those parts are sitting there in one spot. These flyweights sit there on that roller and they vibrate just back and forth. Torque changes, this thing's doing this, and it's just got this small amount of movement, and that's what's causing that. The belt's sitting in those one spots, okay? CVT works best when varied speed, or stay under full shift out speed, either or. But on that note, I mean, if you drove 10 miles an hour from here to Texas, even though you're not full shift out, essentially you're doing the same thing. So while sustained higher speed seems to be the problem, the fact of the matter is any sustained speed is going to create exactly the same problem, regardless of that speed. It just seems like that when I say, well, you've been driving high speed for long periods of time? Yeah, how'd you know? Because I see this every day, all right? So I just wanted you to know that, again, there's another video about this, and just, you're not picking up what I'm putting down, or you hadn't watched it yet. But I just want people to know that that sustained higher speed riding for longer periods of time is prematurely wearing clutches out, and that is also the area that these clutches get the hottest, believe that or not, is high speed. That's where a lot of heat comes into play. And then it contributes to low clutch life. So how do you make a clutch work for the best it can? Believe it or not, ripping around, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, varying the throttle, moving the belt up and down the clutch. That's what all these vehicles were designed to do. I'm not aware of any CVT that the manufacturer says, oh, use it like a car, drive it here to Texas at 70 mile an hour if you want to, and everything will be lovely. And nobody does that. And speaking of that, one thing our manufacturers are not telling us, even though they're doing it, they are designing vehicles for a specific job or a narrow band of jobs. But they allow you to believe you can do anything you want to with said vehicle and it will be fine, when in fact nothing could be further from the truth. You cannot take one that's geared low and run high. You can't take one that's geared high and do rock crawling. You know, a lot of the Razors and X3s and all, they're geared too high, and you try to make them go slow, you burn belts up all the time because it's not geared low enough. And vice versa, you take something that's geared too low, Kawasaki Ridge, KRX, Polaris Expedition, try to run anything any higher speeds, clutch stays closed so much of the time, it prematurely wears them out. I also would leave you saying, I honestly think when trying to decide what UTV to buy, you should treat them like a tool. A tack hammer and a sledgehammer are both hammers, but they have specific jobs, and you need to decide which job you need the tool for. And there are crossover vehicles. Crossover vehicles, this is a bold statement, don't do anything good, or they do everything just well enough, okay? So it really gets down to what you're going to do with said machine most of the time, and then when it doesn't perform in a whole different terrain, do not be upset at the vehicle. It is just the way it was designed. You know, there's rocks and trails, for example, just pops in my brain. Low is so freaking low, it makes for a great rock crawler, but outside that, it's not the most wonderful vehicle on earth. Kawasaki KRX is one of the best technical and rock crawling machines, but it is not great for higher speed runs clutches. Google that if you don't believe me. So just be wary of running higher speeds, longer periods of time on a CVT. If that's something you do, you drive it like a car, you might want to look into brands of vehicles that uses a real transmission, a Honda Pioneer, a Talon, whatever it may be. There's people, I was on a Facebook group one time because we were trying to get some clutches for these Honda Pioneers, 50,000 miles on them. I'm like, how in the crap do you get 50,000 miles on a UTV? Because I drive it like a car. It's legal in my area. Well, a CVT vehicle would have never lasted nowhere near that long on a clutch. So just food for thought, and I want you to be aware of this in case you're not. Like I said, I've just made 2 previous videos about specific videos, Polaris Expedition and the new Kawasaki Ridge, and it just kind of led into, I need to reiterate this because I want you aware of it. Even though we sell clutches and belts, etc., we want them to last thousands and thousands and thousands of miles, but we feel like the customer should be informed as much as they can about these to make them last that long. So got any comments, put them below. Make sure you subscribe and like. Check out our other YouTube channel called Hunterworks Outdoors, so see what me and Hunter are up to on the farm, and also products for our new website called Hunterworksoutdoors.com. It's not 100% operational, but a couple items can be bought there now, but at least you can see what we're doing. Check it out. Don't forget, best belts on the planet. If you don't run here to Texas at 80 miles an hour. All right, any questions? todd@hunterworks.com. Thank you.